Not completely relying on recipes actually helped me learn how to cook quicker. I know this sounds crazy, but in this video, I'm gonna share with you exactly why and the best way to use recipes in your cooking journey. So let's get into it. Number one, fully relying on recipes leads to dependency. You never learn why things work, you're just stuck following directions, but you never actually know why you're doing the things you do. Let's say you go somewhere and you don't have access to a recipe book or the internet. Service is down, right? And you have to feed yourself or your family. What do? Granted, the more you cook, the more experience you get and confidence comes with that. But let's say you're just getting started or you're not confident yet in your skills. You're gonna be so freaked out hearing that you have to cook without a recipe. Why? Because you never really learn why you're doing the things you're doing. You just did them because the recipe said, do this. You don't want to become so dependent on recipes that you start freaking out when it comes to cooking without them. Number two, it can get overwhelming. Let's say you're trying to replicate a recipe and you're brand new to cooking, so you're probably not gonna understand everything. It might feel like a lot. It might feel like too much. Sometimes you might get this feeling of overwhelm because you have a blueprint. So you might start telling yourself, why am I not able to do this? I have a blueprint. Like, I should be able to do this because I have the recipe. But having a recipe doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get the recipe right the first time you make it. Sometimes you'll ace something on the first try, but if you don't, it's not a big deal. Number three, there's an issue with adaptability. The people who create those recipes, they have their own taste and don't expect it to be the same as yours. Some people have different health conditions. That's why when I'm teaching a recipe, I like to start with a minimal amount of salt and tell people adjust as you need. Because I don't know your specific health conditions, I don't know your specific taste, but relying on a recipe too much can lead to you not liking or not being able to eat the food that you made because there's too much of this, there's too much of that, or there's too little of this or too little of that. You don't want to get stuck completely relying on a recipe. You want to use it as a guide. That's what it's meant for. Number four, it makes you afraid to fail. So this is similar to number two, where people can get overwhelmed when they feel like the recipe is not going the way they thought it would go. It also kills creativity because you could have been adapting the recipe to your own taste and your own needs, similar to number three, but because you're so stuck on following the recipe word for word, you're scared to even do that. That's not gonna build your confidence. The goal is to develop your cooking skills, not to only be able to cook when you have a recipe in hand. I feel like I enjoy cooking the best when I'm just freestyling in the kitchen, which means I know what I want to do and I just enjoy the process of making it. And sure, sometimes I will use recipes as a guide because recipes are great. This is not me saying that recipes are awful and you shouldn't be using them. My point is that you shouldn't completely, meaning 100%, rely on them to learn how to cook. Number five, it becomes hard to replicate success without the recipe because you only know the how, not the why. Even if you learn a recipe word for word, you only know what to do. You only know how to make that meal. But do you know why you follow these exact steps? Do you know why you did everything that you had to do? Probably not. And if you do, kudos to you. You're already ahead of most people who are just learning how to cook. What I would say is use recipes as guides, use them as tools to help you get better. Focus on learning the techniques, not just making a meal. That way you can confidently cook with or without a recipe. If you want to learn how to cook but have no idea where to start, check out my new step-by-step ebook where I teach you exactly how to get started. It's perfect for those who don't necessarily have the time to watch multiple videos but are ready to dive into it. You can also check this video right here that's being recommended to you because YouTube thinks you'll find it useful. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.